YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A in LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I should go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, fam, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. Alright, family, let's get into this episode. If you haven't had a chance to go back and check out my initial impressions video, make sure you do that. This, however, is the full review of the SIG SAUER MCX SPEAR. In this particular configuration, it is the braced pistol version. So, I mentioned in my initial impressions video that, I was in love with the setup. I know it's like the last gun we buy is our favorite gun, but as setups go, this is one of my favorite. So why don't I walk you through it? All right, fam, on the front of the gun, we got that cloud defensive light with that single pressure pad, the 100 Concepts cover. We've got that emissary arms, forward grip. We got the Terran tactical base plate. We've got a Reptilla grip redone by Clutch. They stipple that out. Let me let you guys check that out. I think they just do a phenomenal job and it feels awesome. The optic setup is sitting on a Unity riser. You got that SIG Tango LPVO. And you got the Acro P2, and we've added that AT3 tactical brace on it. This is my first time using this brace. As you can see, it's a folding brace, so that package can get really, really short. And then, of course, it extends out. It feels really, really good. Usually JMac Customs is my go-to when I'm attaching to a 1913 rail, but I decided to give this one a try. I liked the look of it, and I gotta say, fam, it feels really, really good. Now, I had it color matched to kind of match that Unity mount, so we would have kind of like a similar theme going throughout the gun. But fam, I'm loving this setup and had really, really good results with it out at the range. But let's get into the review. Alright, fam, if you haven't seen a 2A in LA review, it's relatively simple. The lowest score you can possibly get is a 0. Highest score you can possibly get is 100. I've never had a gun get a 0, never had a gun get 100, but we can always hold out hope. Now, I'm a hard grader, so for me, if you get a gun ranked somewhere between 50 or 60, that's a right down the middle gun. Think kind of your standard Glock 17 Gen 5 MOS. Gonna go bang every time. Very reliable. No feels, no thrills. If you've got a gun that's kind of 60 to 70, okay, that gun probably has a feature or two that kind of separate it from the run-of-the-mill guns. If you got something that's kind of 70 to 80, okay, that gun has a few different features now or does something really, really well that sets it apart. If you got something from 80 to 90, now you're kind of cooking with gas. You're in kind of best in class territory, especially if you're like 85 to 89. If you got something 90 and above, that's grail gun status. All right, fam, so let's get into the build. I will go ahead and I will put up the specs for the gun so you can get there. I don't like to spend time regurgitating specs. I will tell you that the fit and finish on this gun is very, very well done. Obviously, it's a piston gun, so it's a heavier gun. It's a more meaty, beefier build. Obviously, this gun was designed for to be a battle gun for military purposes, and consequently, it's built to take a beating. For fit and finish, like I said, very well done. We're gonna give it a 14 out of a possible 15 for fit and finish. All right, fam, to tag on to the back of that, I would say durability again. This gun was meant to be a battle rifle. This is not a little plinker, right? This gun was meant to be a battle rifle. It is made very durably. This thing is a tank. And you can feel it when I'm shooting at higher levels. It's so steady. It is made to withstand some abuse. Consequently, for durability, we're going to give it a 14 out of a possible 15. All right, fam, next up, reliability. I ran about 1,200 rounds through the gun, which is a lot, let me tell you. With the cost of ammo out here, I had 0 malfunctions. On top of that, fam, I've looked at a lot of different reviews, spoke to a lot of people. The gun is very, very reliable, as you would expect it would be. Reliability, again, for the SIG SAUER MCX SPEAR, we're going to give it a 14 out of a possible 15. All right, fam, next up, trigger. So I did not, you know, fam, I'm a trigger snob. I am a trigger snob, fam. Surprisingly, I left in the factory trigger. I didn't change it out. Let me let you take a look at it real quick. So there's just a little bit of take up there, a little bit of take up, clear defined wall, crisp clean break, reset. It's not bad. For a factory trigger, is it that Timley 2-stage trigger? No, it's not that. Is it a Hyperfire competition trigger? No, it's not that. But this is not really meant to be a competition gun. This is a battle gun, a fighting gun. And so I didn't necessarily feel the need to put like a super light trigger in here. I'll go ahead and I'll put the pull weight up there so you can check it out. But yeah, fam, I thought the trigger was more than adequate for its purpose. But it's not phenomenal. It's not terrible. It's perfectly fine. For trigger, we're going to go ahead and we're going to give it a 12 out of a possible 15. All right, fam. Next up, accuracy. Look, fam, we took this out. Day 1, I took it out to about 100 yards. Day 2, I got out on a little further range. We took it out to about 250. And then ultimately ended up taking some shots from like 500. I found the gun to be very, very accurate, particularly considering this is a braced pistol. So I kind of look at, there is a thought process like, what is the point of a gas piston driven heavy braced pistol chambered in 308? And I guess the answer is it's a great do-all rifle. If you wanted to do CQB, you could do it. You could take in that brace and have a super, super short package. And obviously, if it's extended, you have the brace there to be able to utilize it. You've got a round that is, you know, terminal, certainly in close ranges, and can take you out to some distance. So again, fam, I found it to be very accurate. For accuracy, we're going to give it an 8 out of a possible 10. All right, fam, next up, ergonomics. Look, because it's a gas gun, it's heavy. It's a heavy sucker, but I'll tell you what, this AT3 tactical brace, the Emissary foregrip, the pistol grip, redone by Clutch, this Reptilla pistol grip redone by Clutch, all of which aids in the ergos of the gun and how the gun feels. I enjoyed shooting it. But like I said, it's not a direct blowback gun. If you're looking for kind of a lightweight 308, that's more like the Harbinger that I have. But Loved it, loved it, loved it in terms of ergos, but we're going to give it an 8 out of 10 for ergonomics. All right, fam. Next up, aftermarket support. Did I show you the gun? Did I show you the gun? Yeah, very similar AR-15 controls, fam. There is no shortage of aftermarket support for this platform in general. Just, you know, kind of the world is your oyster in terms of how you want to outfit the gun. Aftermarket support, 5 out of 5. All right, fam. Next up, maintenance and upkeep. Gas-driven gun. One of the good things about having a gas-driven gun is that you can run it and not have a lot of issues. And so takedown is very simple. Keeping it clean is relatively simple, and you don't need to break it down very often. Like I said, this is a battle rifle. It is made to run a lot of rounds through it. So aftermarket support, 5 out of 5. Maintenance and upkeep, we're also going to give it a 5 out of a possible 5. All right, fam. Next up, affordability. Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and put the MSRP up there. I'm not even going to say anything. It's very expensive, fam. It's very expensive. And when you add on how it's outfitted here, you're probably throwing on another $2,500 on top of the cost of the rifle itself. That said, I love it, but it is not very affordable. Affordability, we're only going to give it a 2 out of a possible 5. All right, fam. Last up, flex. Is Instagram going to go crazy? Or your boy's going to be like, yeah, 100%, fam. Look at this gun, fam. Stop playing with your boy. I think the setup is just phenomenal. I think the Spear and the military contract and having that kind of history behind the gun is phenomenal. I just think aesthetically, also they knocked it out of the park, and with the enhancements that I did with my setup, I'm giving full flex points 5 out of a possible 5. All right, fam, when you add all of that up, you get a whopping 87 out of a possible 100, fam. I told you when you get to that 85, 89, you're in best in class territory. And for a piston-driven battle rifle chambered in .308 in a brace pistol format, not a lot is going to mess around with the SIG SAUER MCX SPEAR, especially the way your boy 2A in LA has it hooked up. 87 out of a possible 100 points. All right, fam, look, that's your boy 2A in LA's custom SIG SAUER MCX SPEAR. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy checking out my setup. I am really, really pleased with the way this gun came out. Yeah, nothing but love here, fam. All right? That's it, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.